People think Las Vegas is about crowds, casinos, and the constant hum of neon energy. But the real story is something most people don't notice until they step off the strip and feel it for themselves. Because here's the paradox. Vegas is busy, packed with tourists, conventions, and endless traffic. Yet somehow it feels empty. Empty in a way that makes you stop and wonder, where did the soul of this city go? The slot machines are ringing, the hotels are booked, the sidewalks are jammed. But when you look closer, you see hollow spaces, restaurants with no locals, shows that feel more like corporate products than cultural events, and workers stretched thin behind the illusion of abundance. It's the kind of emptiness that doesn't show up in the headlines or the glossy ads. It's the kind you only notice when you're here, walking past the lights, realizing that the crowd isn't connection, it's distraction. Today, we're breaking down why Las Vegas looks alive but feels hollow. And the answer isn't just about Vegas, it's about the American economy itself. If you've ever walked down the Las Vegas Strip and felt that strange emptiness in the middle of a crowd, you're not imagining it. Thousands of people are noticing the same thing. The sidewalks are packed, the casinos are buzzing, the traffic is relentless, yet something about the energy feels hollow. It's not just you. Tourists arrive expecting electricity in the air, the kind of excitement you can't find anywhere else. They see the lights, hear the noise, and feel the rush of bodies moving shoulder to shoulder. But then comes the realization. The excitement feels staged. The crowds aren't connected, they're distracted. People are staring at their phones, waiting in lines, moving from one corporate attraction to the next. It's busy, but it doesn't feel alive. Consumers sense it too. Vegas sells itself as the ultimate playground, but the transactions are the experience. You pay for a drink, a show, a ride, and move on. The satisfaction doesn't linger. The emptiness you feel afterward isn't a mistake. It's the design. The city thrives on keeping you spending, moving, distracted, never fulfilled. Middle-class families feel the disconnect more sharply. Vegas used to be within reach. Cheap buffets, affordable rooms, a taste of luxury without breaking the bank. Now the costs pile up. Resort fees, parking charges, inflated food prices. What was once a dream getaway now feels like financial stress. The Strip welcomes them, but it doesn't embrace them. And for first-time visitors, the shock is real. They expect magic, the kind they've seen in movies and commercials. They imagine a city that never sleeps, alive with laughter and connection. But when they arrive, they find spectacle without soul. The lights are bright, the crowds are loud, but the magic feels rehearsed. They leave saying, "It was busy, but it didn't feel real." This isn't just about Vegas. It's about the American economy itself, selling abundance while delivering emptiness. Vegas is the perfect metaphor, crowded but lonely, busy but hollow, profitable but disconnected. And if you've ever felt that strange emptiness in the middle of a crowd here, you're not alone. Tourists, consumers, middle-class families, first-time visitors, they're all noticing the same thing. Vegas is busy, but it feels empty. And that feeling is the story we're about to unravel. For decades, Las Vegas was known as the ultimate escape. The promise was simple. You could step off the plane, walk into a casino, and suddenly you were in a world where anything felt possible. The deal was clear: cheap rooms, endless buffets, and entertainment that made you forget about the grind of everyday life. Vegas was marketed as the place where the working class could taste luxury without breaking the bank, where the middle class could feel like high rollers for a weekend. But somewhere along the way, the rules quietly changed. The city that once promised affordability and excitement shifted into something else entirely. The buffets disappeared, replaced by overpriced restaurants. The cheap rooms became luxury suites with hidden resort fees. Parking, once free, now costs more than a meal. The Strip transformed from a playground for everyday Americans into a corporate machine designed to extract every possible dollar. The reality is stark. Vegas still looks busy, but the soul of what made it special has been hollowed out. The promise of connection, of shared joy, has been replaced by transactions. What was once about experience is now about profit, and that shift, subtle at first, now impossible to ignore, is why so many people walk the strip today and feel the emptiness behind the lights. Vegas was supposed to be the city that gave more than it took. Now, it feels like the opposite. The crowds are still here, but the promise is gone. And that's the context we need to understand before we dig deeper into why Las Vegas is busy, yet feels so empty. On the surface, you see the problem everywhere. Endless fees stacked on top of already expensive rooms, long lines at restaurants, and casinos that feel understaffed even when packed. But that's just the symptom. Behind the scenes, the hidden cause is systemic. Corporate ownership has reshaped Las Vegas into a machine where every detail is designed to maximize profit. Resort fees aren't random. They're engineered to inflate revenue without showing up in the advertised price. Staffing shortages aren't accidents. They're cost-cutting measures that leave workers stretched thin while corporations save millions. For visitors, this means frustration. You pay more but get less. Slower service, higher bills, fewer perks. For locals, it means exhaustion. They're working longer shifts with fewer colleagues, struggling to keep up with the illusion of abundance. For corporations, it means profit. Every cut, every fee, every hidden charge translates into another line of revenue. Loop back again. On the surface, you see restaurants closing or buffets disappearing. But the hidden cause is a shift in tourism strategy. Vegas no longer caters to everyday families. It's chasing high-spending convention crowds and influencers. For visitors, this means nostalgia for a Vegas that no longer exists. For locals, it means losing the culture that once defined their city. For corporations, it means a more efficient customer base that spends more per head. And again, on the surface, you see crowds that look alive but feel disconnected. The hidden cause is automation and corporate homogenization. Self-check-in kiosks replace human interaction. Chain restaurants replace local flavor. And entertainment is packaged like a product. For visitors, this means isolation in the middle of a crowd. For locals, it means fewer opportunities to showcase authentic Vegas culture. For corporations, it means streamlined operations and predictable profits. That's the core reality. The emptiness people feel isn't random. It's designed. Vegas is busy, but it feels empty because the system has shifted from experience to extraction. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's look at the hotels. What they used to represent was accessibility, cheap rooms, free parking, and buffets that made families feel welcome. What they represent now is exclusivity, luxury suites with hidden resort fees, valet charges, and dining that feels more like a financial test than an indulgence. Why it changed is simple business logic. Corporations realized they could extract more profit by targeting wealthier visitors and convention crowds. This isn't a failure. It's a business decision. Let's look at the city itself. What it used to represent was a playground for everyday Americans, a place where the middle class could escape into fantasy for a weekend. What it represents now is a corporate hub optimized for influencers, high rollers, and international conferences. Why it changed is because the city's economy shifted from catering to locals and families toward maximizing per-visitor spending. This isn't a failure. It's a business decision. Let's look at social behavior. What it used to represent was connection. Strangers laughing together at tables, sharing buffets, and bonding over shared experiences. What it represents now is isolation. Crowds moving silently, distracted by phones, consuming entertainment like products instead of experiences. Why it changed is because the system rewards efficiency and control, not spontaneity. This isn't a failure. It's a business decision. Here's the part nobody says out loud. Las Vegas isn't dying. It's optimizing. The emptiness people feel isn't a sign of decline. It's the result of a redesign. The city has shifted from being a playground for the masses to being a filter for the elite. It's not expensive because it's broken. It's expensive because it's meant to keep out those who can't afford it. The crowds are still here, but they're curated. The experiences are streamlined, the profits maximized, and the soul of the city repackaged for a different audience. This changes how we think about Las Vegas. It's not a place that lost its magic. It's a place that redefined magic as exclusivity. The Strip isn't hollow by accident, it's hollow by design. The laughter, the spontaneity, the sense of shared joy, those were features of the old Vegas. The new Vegas is about control, predictability, and profit. And once you see that, the paradox makes sense. Busy, but empty. Alive, but soulless. Vegas is no longer built for the working class. It's built for corporations and elites. And that's the deep insight most people miss. So the real question is, when a city feels alive but hollow, is it still serving its people or just serving its profits? If you've experienced Las Vegas recently, tell me in the comments. Did it feel like the old version or something different? Subscribe for more deep dives like this.